Welcome to Denver Summit FC Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. I'm Lionel Bienvenu, along with Brady King and Nick Rothschild. And every week, every Friday, we'll be here to bring you everything happening with our new NWSL franchise. Denver 7 and the Spot Denver 3 are your home for the Summit all season long. All right, guys, the Summit opened the season last Saturday in San Jose against Bay FC. They lost 2-1, so they're 0-1 right now. But to me, you got to look beyond the number on the scoreboard, right? And you'll see a lot to be encouraged and excited about looking ahead to the future of this franchise. They played 70 minutes without their captain, Janine Sonis, who got a red card in the first half. And despite being down to 10 players, they still competed. They were still in the match to the very end. Now, some might consider that a win, like me. But I know you want to win every game in professional sports. But again, Nick, this was something, I think, to be excited about the future.
Well, also, I was in the stadium out in San Jose, and I can tell you from experience, there were about 7 minutes between Melissa Kersler scored the first goal in franchise history, and then Sonis got that red card. The Summit had sucked all the energy out of PayPal Park. They'd found their footing. They grabbed the momentum away from Bay FC. We saw that aggressive attacking style Nick Cushing wants to coach. So, yeah, I mean, it was only 7 minutes. What are you going to do, right? But it was sort of a peek into what this team can be when they're at full strength, and also not dealing with the emotions of a season debut.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the biggest takeaway here, right? With an expansion team, there's going to be adversity, which they saw a lot of it in the first 30 minutes of that game. I think the fact that they stayed organized, they didn't panic, they still found ways to create chances late. All of that was a great sign. So now the question becomes, what does this group look like with a full 11 on the field, a little bit more chemistry, and of course, some more time together?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, because of the red card, Janine Sonis, the captain, is suspended for tonight's match in Orlando.
Lucky it's only one match, because in other leagues it can be up to 3 matches. So not a huge deal, although it was interesting to see Sonis playing forward rather than her traditional fullback role against Bay FC. Now Nick Cushing is going to likely need to rethink the formation they use heading to Orlando. They really don't have another player like Sonis to play out on the wing. So my guess is a move to a more traditional 4-4-2. And what that will do is be a little simpler tactically, really just allow these athletes to go out there and play free. That's what he's going to want.
Yeah, we'll see what Cushing decides to do. He did say this was the best possible outcome, the one-game suspension, with how everything unfolded. So Janine told us that her role this week is just going to be to support and prepare this group. Of course, she's not playing, but she still practiced. She scouted Orlando, so she's just going to be a vocal leader this week. Obviously not the start to the season that she hoped for, but she is a true pro, seems to be making the most of it. Denver 7 anchor Jessica Porter sat down with Janine to talk about her career and the Summit making history here in Denver.
Really surreal, and I think that come March 28th for our home opener, it's going to be even more of a pinch me moment, so I'm just excited to be here.
In the last decade, Denver Summit defender Janine Sonis made her mark on women's soccer. Again, playing for the Houston Dash, Manchester City, Portland Thorns, Racing Louisville, and Team Canada. Coming home to Denver was never an option until now.
I think my mom cried when I told her that I was coming here. I could have never dreamt that Denver was going to get a professional team while I was still playing, so for that even to have happened, and then on top of it, for me to be here is just genuinely a dream come true.
A dream come true for this Valor Christian High School alum who grew up in Highlands Ranch, and fans have welcomed her home with open arms.
Thus far, we are feeling it as a team, as a club. I see people all over the city wearing Denver Summit gear, which is crazy considering we haven't even played a game yet. I ran into 2 people at the airport the other day who are wearing it. I've been recognized a couple of times.
Brilliant finish. Sonis also plays for the Canadian national team and is an Olympic gold medalist. So I had to ask, where do you keep your medal?
My medal is in a safe, locked away deep in a basement. I actually haven't seen it in a long time.
Favorite pre-game ritual that you like to do?
I'm a huge coffee drinker. I'm actually starting my own coffee business. I drink lots of coffee on game day. I like to eat pancakes and pasta, not together, separately, but in the same meal.
What is it like being part of a team that's being built from the ground up?
It's gone amazing, and I think everyone's really bought into the way that Nick wants to play, to the way that the owners have portrayed that they want to build something really special here. They want to build a championship culture.
A championship? You know Denver can't wait to throw that parade. But for now, get ready to make some noise for their inaugural home game March 28th, because the team plans to put on a show in front of more than 50,000 fans.
I'm so excited to see everyone out there. It's going to be loud, and hopefully we'll put a couple goals in the back of the net.
For Sonus, it's more than a home opener. It's a homecoming, years in the making.
All right, that next match is coming up next here on Denver 7 against the Orlando Pride tonight. You can watch it right here. The Pride also lost its first match, 2-1 to the Seattle Reign. And one of the Pride's best players, guys, Barbara Banda, she scored the only goal for the club.
Barbara Banda is the name to know, and it's the name to watch here. She's one of the most dangerous forwards in the league when she's healthy. Orlando finished 4th last season, and even after losing some key pieces, including now Summit FC's Carson Pickett, they're still loaded with talent. They've got a strong midfield, some new faces on the back line, but this is still a really dangerous team and a huge test for the Summit.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I asked Coach Cushing after the game in San Jose was if he had a chance to even appreciate the fact that they had played their first match and made history. Short answer was no. The dude obviously hates losing. It totally ruined his weekend. So this week I decided to sort of circle back, check in, see if the gaffer had a different perspective after putting that loss in his rearview mirror. Coach, now that we have a little distance on the first match, did you find yourself watching film appreciating more of like what they did well against Bay FC, or thinking, man, there's a lot that we can fix here?
Probably fell somewhere in between. Was a little frustrated with the start of the game. I think we have to have more presence in the game. We have to have more control with the ball. I thought we turned the ball over far too much. But then the realistic part of me understands it's game one, understands it's, you know, some players' first ever professional game. So although I'm realistic in part, I'm impatient, and we have to be better. So we've been clear with the film in areas where we've got to be better, and you know, on the road you can't give teams, you know, momentum.
There's clearly stuff you want to fix, but are you more philosophy-wise a tweaker where every week you want to be tinkering, or do you want to let them settle in for a few weeks before you start making any wholesale changes?
I think we're still trying to find our best 11, so we picked the team that we thought could approach the game and get a result, knowing that the bench would be important. The disappointing part was that I think there was elements of the game that we wanted to have in our game plan that we didn't see early. But we were 1-1, and you know, we created a good chance, we scored a good goal, so you know, it was pretty even, although we think we can be better. So parts of the game I was pleased with. Huge parts I don't necessarily think we'll tinker with, but we definitely have to approach better.
Number 6, Denver commits a serious foul play offense. All this is red card.
What was your message to Janine, and how has she responded to the unfortunate red card?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with Janine. I've worked with her previously. We go back, 10 years. So I know her intent is not to go into a game and come out early. She was hugely disappointed as the captain to come out of the game and put the team under pressure. But I know she'll react positively.
Was there anything about NWSL football, not just in your match, but as you sort of intook everything that happened last weekend, that surprised you, or that maybe made you double think about the way that you sort of move forward?
It reminded me a lot of the MLS in the sense of how the opening day. I've been on the road for 5 years with New York on the opening day, so it was very new. I knew there was going to be energy and enthusiasm from the crowd. And I think we have to play our part in almost diluting that with the ball and being an aggressive team out of possession. And I don't think we did that enough. But we can see that on the film, and this is a process, right? We're very early as a team. We're in pre-season. We have to just commit and work through the process.
Is the test in Orlando going to be, how different is it going to be, I guess, from the test in the Bay?
I'm more focused on how we can be better, in the sense of how we can be more confident on the ball, how can we can be more present in possession. And I would like us to be more aggressive out of possession to create chances. So that said, we were 1-1 when the red card came. If we can improve, I think we'll see a better version of ourselves.
Yeah, the fix here is pretty easy, guys. Look, all you got to do is finish the game with 11 players.
That'd be
You're
nice.
going to have a nice chance to win this match. So, Coach Cushing, no need to tinker. Just get the team to the finish line, and I think you'll have a good shot to win.
Same style,
Yep.
11 players, and a different result coming up later tonight. All right, we're going to take a break, but we're going to meet one of the Summit's most interesting players when we come back, Carson Pickett. She's a league champion, former U.S. women's national team member, and an advocate for people who have a limb difference. Great player, inspiration as well. And that's coming up next on Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. Welcome back to Denver Summit FC Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. I'm Lionel Bienvenu, along with Nick Rothschild and Brady King. And every week, we're going to connect you to the Summit players. We'll show you what they like to do off the field, get to know them off the pitch. Every player has a story, and we have so many good ones to tell.
I completely agree. Perhaps nobody knows this matchup this week, though, better than Carson Pickett, you guys. The veteran defender was raised in the Sunshine State. She played at Florida State, and she spent 2 stints with the Orlando Pride, making this a full circle moment. I sat down with Pickett, who brings 11 years of experience, along with heart and an inspiring story to this expansion team. And she says the energy is already feeling different in Denver. What's your first impression been so far? I know you've been to some of the pro sports games.
I mean, I have just realized that Denver is the biggest sports city I have ever seen, lived in. I mean, I feel like the first day that my signing got announced, I got stopped on the street because I was wearing my Denver Summit shirt. I got stopped on the street 3 times, and that has not happened anywhere else that I've played. So the fact that people just like know who you are, they know what team you're from, and I feel like they celebrate sports here so much. It's been so exciting. Going on my 11th year, and this is my first expansion team. So honestly, I feel like I'm at the point in my career where I'm excited for a new change, and being a veteran in the league, I just want to come in and help build a club from the ground up, and that was the perfect opportunity here in Denver.
You made history with U.S. Women's National Team as the first player with a limb difference. What did that moment represent for you?
It's almost impossible to describe the feeling I had. I think I was just so proud. I was proud of myself, but I was just so proud for my family. I was so proud for every single person that has limb difference out there. I think it just kind of showed people that maybe feel like they're not good enough, that your dreams are never too big, and that you can absolutely do anything that you want to do and that you dream of doing. And I hope that I'm inspiring definitely the younger generation. My goal last year and then this year is trying to meet someone with limb difference in every single stadium that I play in. So I got pretty close the past couple years, but I haven't hit every single one. So honestly, that's my goal. There's a lot of soccer goals, but that's my favorite goal of the year.
1, 2, 3, Summit FC!
Oh man, I am just so excited to show Denver that, women's sports are here and we're here to stay. We have a great team, we have great players, we have good people, and we're excited just to compete not only for ourselves and not only for the team, but for Denver as a city.
Okay, guys, not to play favorites, but I think Carson Pickett is my favorite. I have a daughter, and who's more inspiring for her to look up to than a girl like Carson Pickett?
No doubt. And she was critical in the build-up to the first goal ever for the Summit. She's going to be a huge part of both their offense and their defense at that back spot.
All right, great story. Thanks. Time for another break, but when we come back, we'll show you one Colorado family who changed the history of soccer in Colorado more than 50 years ago. It's a great story, too. And that's next on Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. Welcome back to Denver Summit FC Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. And guys, obviously soccer is nothing new to Colorado. We've had the Rapids for 30 years and thousands of school and club teams across the whole state as well that have produced many world-class players.
Yeah, and we want to shine a light on an Arvada family who helped change the game 50 years ago.
Our Maggie Wilansky is in studio with us, and she joins us now with the story of a dad, a daughter, and a dream. Maggie.
Thanks for having me. This story really shows how much love this community has for the game and how far women's soccer has come.
Watch the left. Let's see some movement.
Yeah, here. For these players.
Oh, yes.
It's not
Nice guy. Nice job, guys.
just a game.
It's the highlight of the week for sure.
Something bigger takes shape.
It's a sense of community. It's a sense of friendship.
But this soccer story starts
That's because I never throw anything away.
with Lou and Wes Sanborn.
Yeah, this pretty much tells the whole story.
Proof
Right there.
in the pictures
That's me, and that's Nancy Major.
of what they helped achieve in the early 1970s.
On account of my daughter Deb there, She wanted to play, and her girls would like to play, but there was no women's soccer out here.
There was no soccer team for girls to play on in Arvada.
We were ready. We were just waiting for a team.
With Deb seeing a problem and the person who could fix it.
When I first brought this up, they said, it'll never be. Nobody wants to play. And that's, well, how would you know if we don't try? And they agreed to try.
And thankfully, my dad accepted it because there was a whole lot of us around that we were ready to go.
Once the ball was in play,
No, I could not believe how fast it grew.
there was no stopping them.
It taught us to accept a challenge when it was issued, and that we were just as good and able to compete as a lot of the boys, which always made us happy.
Deb and her pal Paula
We're so old now. It's hard to tell.
made the local paper.
We're just to the left of the soccer ball.
As for the writer,
This year was Ann Lockhart.
all these years later,
I'm amazed. Shades of the past.
Anne is proud her words live on.
And community newspapers are dying. So things like this are really important to remember.
Now Colorado's soccer story is about to have a new chapter with Denver Summit FC.
We have all these men's sports teams, finally a women's team. I'm delighted.
But for these players,
Yeah, it makes me feel good that I started on the first team in Arvada and that it's grown so much.
and this family,
I'd do it all over again without even thinking twice.
soccer
Here we go, wait!
was always something bigger.
It was just giving us a chance to break that stereotype.
It was so amazing to connect with these passionate athletes and the people who fought so hard for this youth team.
Yeah, I loved the dad saying basically, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So good for him for getting this whole thing going back in the 70s.
And really just having that passion and going all in for it, right?
Yeah. All right. Great story, Maggie. Thank you very much. Now, coming up, we'll let you know how you can get involved in this show right here, how you can give us your voice on the summit. Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Denver Summit FC Pitchside, sponsored by your Colorado Honda dealers. All right, here we go. It's on now. Match number 2 coming up in just a few minutes right here on Denver 7. And guys, I think we're going to see a more disciplined Summit team tonight, more patient, more comfortable, obviously, with each other. At the same time, more aggressive, like Nick Cushing wants. The experience of having played one match together, priceless going into game 2.
They've got 3 matches in 9 days, guys. That is a huge test for an expansion club that, of course, is now missing their captain, also missing a couple players due to injuries. But I almost think you just need to empty the tank against Orlando if you're Nick Cushing. Pull out all the stops. You need to earn your first victory here. Get that off the table. If you channel those 7 glorious minutes I mentioned earlier in the show against Bay FC, I really do think you get the job done.
Yeah, no Sonas tonight, so that's obviously the big story, but I'm excited to see how all of these other girls step up. I do expect them to play a lot more aggressive, and there's none of those first game jitters, right, going into that. Hopefully they got rid of all that at Bay FC, so I'm excited to see how this team comes out and plays tonight.
A lot of the firsts are out of the way.
Yes.
Let's
But we still need the biggest first.
Win.
W.
Win.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Pitchside is going to be your voice for anything and everything you want to know about the club. If you have any questions for Coach Nick Cushing or any of the players, anything you want us to talk about on the show, let us know. You can get in touch with me by scanning the QR code on your screen. Check out our website, denver7.com, and send us an email as well.
Yes, we'll be out at Summit practice all year long, so send us a comment or a thought, and we will take them directly to the team.
And if you get fired up on game day, as you likely will, fire off an email, a tweet, whatever. We will have exclusive access to the club after matches, so we can get your questions answered.
And remember, the Spot Denver 3 is your home to watch Summit games all season long. But again, that special treat tonight. The game against Orlando can be seen right here on Denver 7. So keep it right here for Game 2 of the Summit's historic season. Together we'll climb. And we'll see you later on Denver 7 Sports tonight at 10. So go Summit and have a great night.